Welcome to Harry Jerome Arena. You're in Burnaby, British Columbia, where the Richmond Ravens are set to take on the Burnaby Wildcats for this championship game of the PCAHA. Ravens and Burnaby have had a tight season, a series throughout the season. I think it ended up tied throughout. The last time they met, it was a tie game. This one's for all the marbles. Both teams will go to provincials. So this is bragging rights. Starting in net, we have number 35, Babcock, 14, McDonald's here, and Miguel out front with Hernandez and here back on the blue line. Puck is dropped, face off, won by the Ravens. McDonald gets on her stick and chips it down into the Burnaby zone. Burnaby back after it. They're going to rim it around the backside. First one there is Miguel. She drops it for McDonald. McDonald unable to handle it cleanly. Comes back into the feet, out to the blue line, and now into the neutral zone. Burnaby gets around the Ravens defender, but back after it's here to disrupt the play. Burnaby on the outside. They get stopped up briefly, and now to the corner, deep behind Babcock's goal line. Miguel with it on her stick. She comes out and makes a move around to the outside. Miguel looks across ice, looking for McDonald. He gets in front of McDonald and into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats looking to stretch out the Ravens on a change. Wildcats working their way on the near side, from the near side. They stop up, put it back to the corner. The Ravens, McDonald with it on her stick. She gets it out to the neutral zone. Burnaby with it. They go over to the Raven in front of the bench, just on this side of the Ravens line. And now coming in is Tran. Tran tries to split the D. She gets pushed over to the side. Burnaby with it on their stick. They go off the wall. Amade on the blue line. She's going to put the first shot on net as the goaltender makes a save and puts it to the outside. Ravens back to the blue line on the far side. David with it. David stops up, and now she's going to feather towards the net. It's tipped just wide. From behind the net, the Ravens battling for it. Picked up now by Burnaby. They go to the outside. Amade jumps up on that play to hold it in. Now the play back down low from the behind the Burnaby goal line. They put it around the near side. Amade steps in to slow that down. The battle on the half wall, and now coming out with it. Amade holds the line. Burnaby doubles back, and now they have it. They're going to chip it in to Amade in the neutral zone. She puts it right back up for Wing. Wing. She looks to the outside and now towards the net. She puts it right through the blue paint, and it goes out the far side for Miguel. Miguel picks it up, and now stretch pass. It's going to get played down ice, and I think that's going to be icing on the play with 13:01 remaining in the first period. We're tied at 0. Faceoff's going to come down into the Burnaby Wildcat zone. Should be to the right side of the Burnaby goaltender. Miguel to take the face-off with McDonald on her left side and Hernandez on her right side. Morin at the blue line with Nishi back on the left side. Puck gets pushed around to the near side. Morin in after it. Play goes off the wall and down the ice. It's going to go all the way, touched Hernandez, so no ice on the play as Nishi hustles back after it. Nishi takes it in behind her net. Now she stops up and she had pressure. She puts it back out to the near side. A shot towards the net. It gets tipped wide and off the glass on the far side. Now from behind the net on the far side. In the corner, Miguel goes to battle. She gets some help there from Morin. Morin and Miguel trying to hold the puck on the outside of the net. Now they get it in behind the net. Puck goes forward. Ravens battling. Now Miguel on her backhand gets it out into the blue line, and now across ice she goes with it. It's going to end up being icing on the play, though, as the pass rolled on Miguel, and she chipped it a little in front of McDonald. As the Ravens get a change, Macy and Sear come out for D. Sear, Basket, and Wing are your forwards. Puck is dropped. Sear wins that clean, gets picked up, though, and walking towards the net. Save made by Babcock, goes to the blue line. Now a shot hits a body in front as it gets blocked. Sear backhands it back to the blue line, held by the defender. She shoots it through traffic. It gets into the slot now, short side, and the player fans on the shot. It goes back to the blue line as Burnaby puts some pressure on. Basket gets a stick on that, and now it gets fired into the corner. Sear fires it around to the near side. In after it is Wing. Wing unable to get on it. Now Macy puts it around behind the net. That's going to get reversed, and now on the short side, it comes through the side of the net. Chip back to the blue line. Burnaby cycles it across, and now they shoot it in through traffic. Stopped by Sear, and Sear carries it up ice. Sear works her way across the neutral zone and now chips it to the outside. Sear on her backhand now. She tries to drive to the net. And now the pass comes back to the middle and out to Macy. Macy from a great shooting position. Shot right on. Save made by the goaltender. Puck comes back to Macy. Macy walks the blue. Macy stops up and now dinks once, twice, and now puts it back over to Wing. Wing from the short side. Shot right on. Rebound. Kick towards the net. Cleared to the outside by Burnaby. Burnaby with it on their stick now as they come up the far side. Burnaby working their way in. They just get across center line. Ship it deep. Macy. She's going to fire it up the wall, looking to get it to Wing on a stretch pass as Burnaby was on a change. Now Burnaby around to the far side on the outside, stepping up to Sear. Play held in the zone as it comes to the blue line. Now forced back into the bodies in front of the Ravens bench. Sear gets that. She's going to go D to D for Macy. Macy off the glass and tries to get it out for Wing. Wing can't handle it cleanly, and the play goes back into the Ravens zone on Sear's stick. Sear being watched. She's going to retreat back in behind her own net. She puts it up the wall on the near side. No Raven there because it goes to the blue line. Now it just chipped into the top of the weak side. Puck bounces around and now up to the face-off dot as it works its way down into the corner. The Ravens doing a great job of holding it at the outside. Miguel has it on her stick, and now she gets it turned back. It gets centered. Ravens get it on the stick and put it down ice, and it's going to be icing on the play as Macy clears the zone looking for a change. Face-off's going to be the right side of Babcock, deep in their Ravens zone. Tran to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by Burnaby. They go back to the defender. She's going to shoot that. That's blocked by Tran. And Tran and Kay going up ice. Kay, she gives chase. Picked up by Burnaby. The defender retreats behind her net. Now puts it over to the far side on her backhand. Puck comes back out to the middle where Hamadeh picks it up. Hamadeh, she tries to go through two players. And now it comes back to her. Hamadeh with a backhand. Puts it for Kay. It's in Kay's feet. Kay stays with it. Now it goes back out to the neutral zone. Kay turns and puts it deep. Burnaby knocks it out of the air. Now they're going to stretch it out. It goes out to the wall on the far side. Tran's the first one there. She turns it the other way. Burnaby with it on their stick. They're going to go back to the defender. She looks up ice. And now her pass goes off the glass and down the ice into the Raven zone. David back after it. David leaves it for icing as the whistle goes. And the puck makes its way down to the Burnaby end. Hernandez to take the face off deep in the Burnaby zone. She wins it back to Wing. Wing with a couple of moves and now back to Morin at the blue line. She puts it down low for Wing. Wing looking for Hernandez. Hernandez back to Morin. Morin walks. Now she puts it across ice for Nishi. Yeah, it was Nishi. She took the shot. Now Burnaby with it. They're going to clear it down ice and Nishi has to go back after it. Nishi with a player on her. She carries it out to the outside, now off the wall, back looking for Wing. It takes a funny hop and goes in behind the net. Now from behind the net, Burnaby with it. Burnaby drops it back, and now they carry it again as it bounced off one of the Ravens' sticks. They take it out to the blue line. The Ravens force it forward, and now it gets turned back, and Burnaby puts it deep. It's going to rim around to the near side. From the near side, it's on Nishi's stick. Nishi looks up. He gets it to the outside before it gets turned back, and now Burnaby coming in, now partial 2-on-1. They put it towards the net. Now it goes back to the outside as the Ravens going to stick on that. Ravens Nishi gets it off the glass and down the ice on a good play to relieve the pressure. Ravens looking for a change, and the whistle goes with 8:09 remaining in the first period. The puck makes its way down to the Raven zone. Miguel to take the face off. Puck drop, face off one. The Ravens push it forward and give chase as the Burnaby Wildcats go back to pick it up behind their own net. McDonald after it. McDonald chasing the player out. Now it gets turned over from behind the net. It gets centered out front. It goes to Sear at the blue line. Sear from the blue line. She's going to put it through traffic. It goes wide of the net and over to the near side. From the near side, they try to force it up the wall. Now into the stick of Burnaby with lots of time. They're going to head up ice with it. Burnaby to the outside. Now from the outside, they cut to the middle. A shot right on. Babcock makes the save. And picked up by Macy. Macy, she puts it out to the outside. She's got it on her stick. Macy with a couple of moves. And now she doubles back as she gets chased. She puts it to the wall. And now the Ravens chip it forward. They get it out into the neutral zone. And it gets turned back. Sear now with it. Sear, she's going to put it up the wall. That gets sealed off. And now Miguel has it. Miguel off the wall. And it gets to the center. A shot from the center, blocked in front, comes down, and Babcock finds that somehow to make the save. 2 guys on top of that, and we get a stoppage in play with 7:06 remaining in the first period. Face off the left side of Babcock. Hernandez out to take the face off. Puck is dropped, face off. One of Burnaby takes it back to the blue line. They shoot it through traffic. It hits. Now it goes in under Babcock as it hits some traffic and drop. Babcock slid across, but they got through a foul hole. And the Ravens are down by 1 with 6:59 remaining in the first. Ravens looking for a pushback here. Cabana, Hernandez, and Sear out front. Nishi and Morin back on the blue line. It goes to Nishi. She pushes it forward, and the Ravens come in with it. And here, Sear from the outside, her shot weak and wide as she gets it stick in her shot. Now Hernandez, she's going to double back as she tries to slip a check. Hernandez battling down low in the corner, gets some help from Sear. Now she's going to come out with it. She drops it back for Sear. Sear, Hernandez, Sear spins. Sear shoots. Sheer wide. Puck out to the near side. Morin steps up to hold it in. Cabana going to put pressure on down low as she chases the player behind the net. It gets reversed back on the near side. Sear steps in. Now back in behind the net. Ravens try to turn it over. They stop it for a second or two. Now it goes back the other way. Ravens try to seal the wall off. It gets chipped by Cabana, and now Burnaby comes up ice with it. Burnaby tired. They fire it deep, and now Morin back after it. Morin gets her head up as she comes around. Now she's going to force it down ice. It gets on the stick. Hernandez, she loses the handle on it. Tran in after it. Hernandez going for a change. Ravens putting pressure on down low as Burnaby's looking to break it out. Tran back to Morin. Morin stops it at the blue line, and offside is called as the whistle goes. 5:37 remaining in the first. 1-0 is the score in favor of the Burnaby Wildcats. Puck is dropped. It goes out to the wall on the near side. From the near side, the Ravens stop that. They get it back to the blue line into the neutral zone. From the neutral zone, it's picked off by Kay. Kay with one player to get around. Kay gets through the player, but can't be her feet. And now the puck goes to the outside. Ravens try to center it again, but the puck comes back out into the neutral zone on the stick of the Burnaby Wildcats. Ravens trying, but the back check there. And now the play stops up. Burnaby with it again. He comes back to Macy. She's got some room. She's going to go for a skate. Macy cuts to the one side. Now the other. She walks through players. Now a shot from the outside. Save made as the puck goes to the corner. Burnaby with a stretch play, and they get it down ice. Babcock leaves it alone as back after to Sear. Sear picks that off the wall, and now Sear up the near side for Wing. Wing tries to put it out to the middle. That hits a stick, and now the Ravens get it up ice. Burnaby with it. Burnaby across the seam over to the near side, and now they put it up the middle. Picked off by the Burnaby Wildcats. They center it over to the far side. The puck bounced on the player, so she couldn't get a shot off. And now the puck comes to the side of the net. From the side of the net, down low, in behind the net. And now a battle ensues, and Burnaby comes out with it. Burnaby on the near side, they're going to go back to the blue line. From the blue line, it's going to get shot through traffic. Ravens block that, and it gets it out to the neutral zone. And that's going to cause the Wildcats to have to retreat out. Sear back and pick it up. Sear picks it up. Wing backs off. She's looking for a stretch play. Now it's going to come to Wing. Wing unable to handle it cleanly as Burnaby was off the bench and put pressure on her quickly. And offside now being called against the Burnaby Wildcats. That'll bring the face-off just outside the Ravens zone. 4:02 remains in the second period. Ravens down by 1. Miguel to take the face-off. Face-off, one forward by Miguel. Miguel forces it deep. Now it goes back to the neutral zone. McDonald pulls it out of the air. Now onto Miguel's stick. Miguel from the outside. She's going to drive wide. Miguel from the outside gets pushed to the wall. She tries to force it back to the middle, but it goes up the far wall. Now Miguel, she cuts to the middle. Miguel overskates it, but a shot right on. And the goaltender holds on to that one as McDonald is on the doorstep. Takes off to the right side of the Burnaby goaltender. Miguel to take the face off. She's got Basket and McDonald with her. Puck is won on the McDonald stick. She goes back to the blue line. It comes back to McDonald. McDonald sidesteps the first check and now gets to the shooting position. Puts it back to Amadei. Amadei down for McDonald. McDonald from the short side with a couple of moves and now a backhand. And she puts it just wide of the net. As she worked her way into a great scoring position. Puck back out to the neutral zone. McDonald with it. McDonald fires it in at Basket. The Ravens go for a change and Burnaby picks it up behind the net. Burnaby from behind the net. They put it up the wall on the near side. Ravens pull that down out of the air. That's Sear with it on her stick. Sear puts it into traffic on the near side, and it's going to come back to Sear. Sear and Cabana battling for it. Now back for Amadei. And now Hernandez. Hernandez forward for Cabana. Cabana fires it down deep, and she goes in after it. Cabana over on the far side. Hernandez back checking. She does a stick lift and backhands it deep. Now Sear turns it over. She gets some help from Hernandez. Now fired back up the wall. On the stick of Nishi. Nishi looking across ice for Morin. Morin with a slap shot attempt, but it gets through the wickets there. Now the Ravens. Sear has it on her stick. Ravens coming up ice. Ravens drop it back. Picked up by Cabana. Cabana with a move into the neutral zone or into the middle of the ice. She's through the house and backhands it towards the net. It comes out the near side wide. Ravens Sear with it on her stick. Now it's on Burnaby's stick as they come up ice. Burnaby carries it now past the middle. Ravens turn it back as it goes up the neutral zone. Now fired back deep as the Ravens pick it up behind their own net. They have a little bit of room there. Now the puck comes back out to the middle and Cabana picks it up. Her backhand picked off out of the air. And now the Ravens have to go pick that up again behind their own net. Morin being watched. Morin with a pass forward. Now off the stick of one of the Ravens and over onto Morin's stick again. He gets it back out to the neutral zone. Burnaby with it. Now onto the stick of Kay. Kay gets with her head up, cuts to the middle, and now she puts herself offside. But she danced a little bit too much on the blue line, and we're going to get a whistle with a stoppage in play with 1:36 remaining in the first period. Ravens down by 1. Macy to take the face, it's Tran to take the face off. Face off won by Burnaby. They go back to their defense. Tran steps in after it, but it's going to get over to the near side, and now the Ravens have to bounce back. Macy gets it on her stick, and now it comes out to the middle for Kay. Kay loses the handle on it. Now Burnaby, they shake the check, and they work their way in from the outside. Burnaby cuts towards the net. It comes all on to Babcock, who makes the save, and now the pass forward for Kay just in front of Tran. They get it out to the middle, and now Kay has it on her stick. Kay, a good move there. She gets past the first player. She puts it on net. It goes up over the goaltender, but not enough English on it to put it in the net. As the goaltender turns around and dives on top of it while it's in the blue paint. 1:01 remaining in the first period. Ravens find themselves with a 1-goal deficit as the Burnaby goaltender is working on a shutout. Hernandez for the faceoff, won though by the Burnaby Wildcats. Wildcats go up the wall. They get back to the blue line where Sear has it. Sear trying to find Macy. Macy takes it in her feet. She can't handle it cleanly, so she has to back out. Macy's going to chip that into the zone and now gets put back down into the Ravens end. Sear back after it. Sear being watched. She's going to come across ice looking for Macy on this Wing on this open side. Picks up on by Richmond, by the Burnaby Wildcats as it goes up the ice. And back into Macy's feet. Macy on her backhand pulls that back out of the air and out of harm's way. Now over to the far side, near side, picked up by Burnaby. They're going to put it back deep with 23.9 seconds remaining on the clock. It takes a funny hop off the wall, and Burnaby's going to try and center it. Now the Ravens have it. They're pass forward for Wing. Gets into some feet. Wing gives chase, and now on the near side, Hernandez as well. Comes back out to the middle, and a good stick there as Hernandez carries it to the outside. She's going to shoot it on net with 5 seconds remaining. And that 2 seconds 1.9 seconds remains on the clock as the whistle goes. The Ravens down by 1. Babcock gets pulled out of the net. They're going to put 6 skaters on with 1.9 seconds on the clock. McDonald, Miguel, Hernandez. Face off 1. Ravens. McDonald steps up on that, but she doesn't get the shot off as Burnaby carries the puck out of the zone and the whistle goes. End of the period. Shots on goal are 8-6 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Burnaby Wildcats ahead 1-0. Welcome back as we get set to start the second period. 20 minutes is on the clock. Babcock making her way to the far end of the ice. As McDonald, Sear, Miguel, Amadei, and Hernandez are out there for the Richmond Ravens. Puck drop, face off 1 by the Wildcats. They put it to the outside on their now forward into the Raven zone. It's going to go up off Amadei and right out the rink. So we're going to have a stoppage in play with 19:52 remaining. And face-off's going to be inside the zone. To the left side of Babcock. For Miguel to take the face-off. She wins that one clean. Sear picks it up. She's going to fire it around to the far side looking for Hernandez. Hernandez swipes at it but gets in front of her. And now Miguel's going to pick that up. Miguel retreats behind the net. Now chips it forward for McDonald. McDonald goes up the wall and down the ice as it works its way towards the goaltender. Great draw weight on that one, but the Burnaby Wildcats turn back from behind their own net. Now they're coming up ice. Burnaby from the outside. Burnaby doubles back on a button hook. Ravens Tran put some pressure on as the puck goes around to the far side. Amadeus is the first one there. And it gets chipped in behind the net. Now picked up by Burnaby. Burnaby. They double back and put it behind the Ravens net. Amadei. She loses her footing as she gets some help from Miguel. Miguel over to Sear. Sear around to the far side. Picked up by Burnaby. Burnaby. Now Miguel. Now Sear. Back to the blue line. Burnaby from the blue line. Babcock with the save. Tran with it on her stick. Tran tries to go back out to the outside. It gets into some feet. Now for Miguel. Miguel gets it out down the ice. And the Ravens head off for a change. No ice on the play. And the Ravens get a change. Burnaby with it. They're going to come up ice to get turned over. And now Tran is going to put it deep in the Burnaby zone. Tran goes to work down low. She drops it back for Sear. Sear protects the puck. Sear walks to the top of the circles and now a shot towards the net. It goes just wide. Macy's going to step up. Macy back to the blue line, held in by David. It goes over to the far side and now back to David. David tries to go backhand. That gets into some feet and now carved out by Tran. Tran cuts the outside, the button hooks back and now puts it to the slot for Macy. Macy gets into a shooting position, blocked. Puck comes up the near wall. Macy has it again. Now she's going to get into a shooting position again. Blocked again. Now it's going to get fired up ice and back after it's David. David puts it stretch pass forward. That gets onto partially blocked, and now Tran has it. Tran from a long ways out puts it on net. Goaltender makes the save, and the rebound covered as the whistle goes. Miguel to take the face off to the right side of the Burnaby Wildcats goaltender. Puck is dropped. It comes to Basquet. Basquet looks across for Nishi. Nishi down the open wing. Chipped to the outside by Burnaby. Nishi steps up. Now it gets picked up by Miguel. Miguel from to a shooting position gets some help from Basquet. Basquet goes crossbar and out as the Ravens had a great chance there. Now the puck gets cleared down ice. It should have enough for icing even though there's a lot of snow on it. We got to stoppage and play with 17-14. A great chance there by the Richmond Ravens. A shot that beat the goaltender but couldn't beat the iron. Face off the left side of the goaltender. Hernandez out to take the face off. Puck drop, face off to the wall. Picked up by Wing. Wing backhands it forward. Gets it picked off though. Now the Ravens, Morin steps up. She still turns the play back the other way. It gets fired deep. Morin in after it. Morin on her backhand. She puts it off the wall on her wing stick. Wing tries to put it back out to the middle and now gets turned back. Burnaby back behind the Ravens net. Morin after it. Morin, she's going to put it off the wall with some speed and it's going to come all the way down ice. No ice on the plays. Burnaby, they say Burnaby player let off the gas and now the puck goes to the outside. Ravens hold it. Nishi chips it back in. Now onto a Burnaby stick. Burnaby to the outside. Yeah, onto Hernandez's stick. Hernandez. She was able to hold on to it for a second or two, and now Burnaby comes up ice. Nishi fires it back in. Ravens touch up. And now all deep in their Burnaby zone. They try to stretch pass. Sear steps in on that one. Sear from the outside. Now she's going to chip it to the middle. Wing had her stick checked. Now she has to go pick it up from the outside. It comes all the way down ice, and I think icing's going to get called this time. With 16:10 remaining in the second period, the puck is going to make its way down to the left side of the goaltender. In the Burnaby zone, McDonald, Cabana, Miguel, Syria, and Amade out there. Oh, little conversation happening. All right, Miguel to take the face off. Puck drop, face off one all the way back, and now Sear has to go back after it. Sear with some pressure on her. She gets her head up as she retreats behind her net. Now the puck off the wall looking for McDonald. It gets to the top of the circles and now the half wall where it shoots through traffic and it's blocked in front. Now Burnaby puts it to the outside. Cabana gets chased. Cabana and Miguel go to work. Cabana, she gets it forward. Miguel picks it up. Miguel chips it off the wall down into the Burnaby zone. Burnaby's defense with a stretch play, and that's going to be picked up by McDonald. McDonald working her way in. And on her backhand, she gets the puck pulled off and now goes back to the blue line for Sear. Sear with a shot through traffic, and now it bounces to McDonald, who shoots it just wide as it goes off of a stick. Now Cabana tries to clear it in, but that's on the stick of one of Burnaby, and Burnaby chips it in behind her Babcock's net. First one there is a Burnaby Wildcat. Burnaby being watched by the Ravens, and now gets centered right through the house from the outside. Hits a body, goes wide, and now picked up by Sear. Sear with a little bit of room. She goes through the first player off the bench, and now Sear chips it deep as the Ravens get a change. Sear, she's going to continue with it around to the near side as she rims around, and now she's going to seal it on the wall deep in the zone. It goes out the far side and onto Morin's stick. Morin, D to D for David. David looking up with her head up, looking for Kay. Kay battling now. She gets some help from Tran. Tran chips it in onto the stick of the Burnaby Wildcats player. Tran trying to hold it, but unable to. And now it comes back to the defenders for the Richmond Ravens. They're going to look for Kay. Kay back for Tran, and Tran with one player to get through. Tran cuts the middle in the shot, and that's going to get stopped by Burnaby as they hold the play to the outside. Burnaby now with this puck on their stick, they're going to put it back out to the neutral zone, and that's all over for David. David forward, and now back to the Raven zone as David gives chase. She gets some pressure on her. David stops up, and now she's going to put it for Kay. Kay trying to find Tran. That gets stopped up at the blue line. First one there is the Burnaby Wildcat, and now it comes back to Tran. Tran pulls it out of the air. Tran on her backhand. She chips it deep. Now Burnaby with it. Burnaby. Tran takes it off their stick. Tran is going to try and drive the net, and does. And now 13:46 remains in the second period as the goaltender freezes the play. Ravens are down 1-0. As a faceoff will be to the right side of the Burnaby goaltender. Miguel McDonald and Basquet out there for the Richmond Ravens. Puck out to the wall, and now from behind the net, it's chipped around to the far side. Morin with some pressure, but that gets turned back, and now Burnaby has it. Burnaby through the neutral zone. Sear stops up, and Sear with a good move at the blue line to slow it down. Puck cleared right into Morin's face. Now it comes back to the neutral zone. Miguel with it on her stick. Miguel looking for an open seam. She gets across center and fires it in. Burnaby pulls that out of the air. Now Ravens have to touch up. And it comes over to the near side for Morin. Morin walks across the blue line, or center line, chips it deep. Basquet in after it. She's going to pick it up now. Basquet battling off a check as it comes to the front of the net. Ravens pull it back to the outside. From the outside, back to the blue line. From the blue line, the Ravens hold it in. It gets onto the stick of Basquet. Basquet across from Morin. Morin. She's going to shoot that towards the net. Save made by the goaltender who holds on to that one. Well, 48 remains in the period. Ravens down by 1. Hernandez to take the face off. Puck drop face off 1 clean. It goes back to Sear. Goes back to David. David through traffic, and that hits some bodies and goes to the outside. Now back to David. David, she loses the handle, now gets it back. She puts it all in for McDonald or Hernandez. Hernandez down low for Sear. Sear from behind the net reverses looking for Hernandez. Hernandez had already gone to the front of the net. Now back to the blue line. David unable to hold it. She turns and fires it deep. Ravens pivot on the blue line and head back towards the puck as it goes across ice. The Ravens put pressure on, but now it comes back the other way, and Burnaby coming up ice. Burnaby to the outside. A long shot blocked by Babcock and stopped it. Now it's in the blue paint, and it's pulled out by Macy. Macy opts to skate it. Macy, she's going to skate up the outside. Now from the outside, Macy with a shot low on right on. Save made, and now Sear walking in with it. Sear with a shot through traffic. It goes wide. Now Burnaby has it. Burnaby overskates it. Ravens unable to turn it over, though. Now it gets on the Macy's stick. She passes it over for Sear on the near side. Sear hits center and fires it deep. Ravens go for a change. Wing after it. Now goes over to the near side. Miguel after it. Players touch it as they come off the bench. And they're saying it just went out of play. There's no penalty called as the play stops. They're just saying that the puck went through the open gate and therefore left the playing surface, and the face-off will be just outside the zone. 11:33 remains in the period. Miguel, Cabana, Nishi, McDonald, and Morin out there for the Richmond Ravens. Face-off won by the Ravens. They fire it deep. Miguel gives chase. McDonald gives chase, and the puck comes around to the near side. Morin steps up on that and holds the play in. Now McDonald loses her footing, but he puts it in for Cabana. Cabana can't sidestep the check on the defender as it comes off of her stick, and now to the middle. Burnaby through the neutral zone. Good stick there by Morin to hold it to the outside. Burnaby with a centering attempt picked off by Miguel. Miguel takes it to the outside, and back to the blue line it comes. And Cabana with pressure on. Gets the puck turned over as the puck is on McDonald's stick. McDonald from the outside. She battles a check, now loses her footing. Now the puck comes back the other way, and it's on the Burnaby stick. Burnaby for Nishi for Cabana. Cabana chips it back the other way and onto the defender stick. The defender for Burnaby goes D to D as they're being watched. Now Burnaby with a stretch pass, and they're saying no ice on the play as it touched. Lauren, she protects the puck, and now she gets some help from Tran. Tran back up the wall for Kay. Kay unable to handle it. Now back for Morin. Morin is going to fire it up ice. That's blocked by the defender, but goes deep into the Burnaby zone. Kay gives chase, and it goes up the wall. Ravens have to be quick. Now the puck comes over to the near side. Amadei picks it up. Amadei around behind the net. Amadei now loses the handle on it. Amadei in her backhand. She forces it forward. It gets into the feet. Now walking out to the slot is one of the Burnaby Wildcats. And Tran throws a bit of a hook on her, and down she goes. Penalty coming up for the Richmond Ravens. And it's going to be against Tran with 9 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the second period. She goes to the penalty box. Two minutes goes on the clock for hooking. For Miguel, Tran, Amadei, and Sear are out there for the Ravens. It comes to the near side. Sear picks that off. Sear takes it to the corner, and now she's in a battle for it. Puck comes back to the blue line, and now a shot tipped in front, goes over to the far side. From the far side, Burnaby gets control of it as they look to set it up. Ravens form a box, puck wide of the net. It comes over to the near side. Babcock watches it from behind. Short side shot. Babcock makes the save. And now the puck comes up the ice and on Miguel's stick. Miguel looking for a little bit of room. She works her way in. Miguel from the outside. Now she's just going to carry it. She stops up and now puts it back looking for Tran. The Ravens unable to get stick on that as Burnaby comes up the near side. Burnaby cuts to the middle, and now they get pulled over. Puck goes down in behind the zone, and now Miguel with it on her stick. Miguel turns and gets it back to the blue line. Now a shot from the blue. Babcock makes the save, and it goes out to the wall on the near side. Back to the blue line. From the blue line, D to D. Now walking in, a shot through traffic. It hits the post and wide. Second shot hits the Babcock and stays out. Now from behind the net, over to the wall on the near side. 51 seconds remains in the power play. Burnaby carrying it down low. They're going to opt to go to the far side. From the far side, back to the blue line. From the blue line, D to D. Now from the far side, the shot blocked. Now goes to the outside and into the neutral zone. Ravens looking to change, unable to do so though. Now Burnaby carries it back in. Burnaby from the outside. They're going to feather it all the way through the slot. It goes out the far side, back to the blue line. From the blue line, the defender has it. Now a shot. Babcock makes the save. Rebound comes out. Miguel has it on her stick. Miguel off the glass and out, and now the Ravens will get a change. The goaltender comes out to play it, but Macy comes on the ice to seal the wall on the near side, trying to play off that stretch play. Now comes to Macy. Macy up the wall looking for Hernandez. It gets just in front of her, and now the play goes to the far side. Sear puts some pressure on. Now it gets turned back by the Ravens, put back into the Ravens zone. The power play's over. It's 5-on-5, and the Ravens, Sear picks the puck up. Sear working her way up through into the Burnaby zone. She gets pushed to the outside, and now from the outside, stops up down low. Back to the blue line, looking for Amadei. Amadei down low for Sear. Sear with a shot right on, save made by the goaltender. Now puck goes back for Hernandez. Hernandez back to the blue line. It stopped off of a player, and now back out to the middle. Now we have a 2-on-1 forming against the Richmond Ravens. Great play there by Macy to stop the shot. Macy from the knees, unable to clear it out though. And now the Burnaby team has it behind the net. Burnaby running into Amadei. And Hernandez battling down low. Amadei back on her feet. And now the puck goes out to the wall and back to the blue line. From the blue line, there's a shot. It hits bodies in front and it goes into the corner. From the corner, back to the blue line. From the blue line, a shot. It hits a body, and now Sear's going to carry it up ice. Sear and McDonald up onto the zone. And now a long shot blocked there or stopped by the goaltender and comes in behind the net on a Burnaby stick. Burnaby up the near side, back to the middle. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald looking for some open ice. He carries it to the far side, off the wall and into the zone. Tran giving chase. Tran pushes the defender back in behind the net and now goes off the wall and down into the neutral zone. Nishi steps up. It gets past her, and now Morin has to go back after it. Morin from behind her net, off the wall, looking for Kay. Kay tries to go back to the middle. Picked up, though, by Burnaby. Now a good stick there from Tran to get it out of harm's way. Morin with it on her stick. Morin looking to the near side. She gets it on Kay's stick. Kay with her head up gets a pass forward for Tran. Tran out to the neutral zone. Now back onto the Burnaby stick. Burnaby back into the Ravens' end. Ravens put it back up ice. That's going to get held in by Burnaby. Burnaby now with a shot blocked. And now it goes to the corner. Back to Kay. Kay trying to put it out for Tran. Tran can't get it out of the zone. And now it comes back to Morin. Morin's going to get it down ice this time. And we're going to have icing on the play, I think, with 5:26 remaining in the second period. Score remains 1-0. Miguel to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by Miguel. It gets onto David's stick. She headmans it around behind the net. Puts it over to the far side for McDonald. Up for Miguel. And Miguel and McDonald carry it out of the zone. Now Miguel gets stick checked, but she gets it into the Burnaby zone. Ravens hold the zone and put it deep. Now after it is Miguel. Miguel put pressure on the defenders. The puck comes up the near wall and now out to the middle. And Burnaby carries it up ice. Burnaby slowed down enough to get unable to clear it. Now Macy puts pressure on. It's going to come around to the wall. And now a shot blocked there by McDonald. The block bounces its way out to the neutral zone. And now D on the Burnaby stick. They're going to gain center before they put it in. David picks it up. David looks across ice. Now she's going to put it back down into the neutral zone. Play continues as Burnaby picks it up. Burnaby from the outside. Now they cut to the middle. Burnaby in a shooting position. Babcock makes a save. She picks up the rebound and now holds on to it. As Macy's going to take a penalty for protecting her goaltender who got sticked a couple of times while she was finding that puck. 4:29 remains in the period. As the penalty killing unit comes out for the second time tonight, Sear, Hernandez, Sear, and Amadei. Puck is dropped, face off one now. Amadei unable to get a stick on it. Now it gets chipped up off the glass. Hernandez can't force it forward as she gets held up. And now the Burnaby looking to set it up. They get control of it now to the top of the point. From the point, a shot back door. It hits a body in front and goes wide. Now back out to the point. From the point, D. Now on the far side. They go back to the point. From the point, down low. On top of the circles, it's feathered in behind the net. From behind the net. Now to the shooting position. Babcock makes a save. Rebound, pushed to the outside. Now a shot back into traffic. Hits some bodies and goes wide. From the near side. It goes across and now onto the stick of Amadei, who makes no mistake to get it down ice. Ravens get a change as Burnaby picks it up behind their nets here, chases them out. Now Tran after it. Puck works its way through the neutral zone. Now into the Ravens end. From the outside. He cut towards the net. Now to the front. And they put it behind Babcock as the pass comes to the middle. And the player slips his check and gets on the puck. Ravens down by 2 with 3:22 remaining in the second period. Tran and Kay out there now for this next shift. Puck is dropped. It's onto Burnaby's stick. Burnaby goes forward with it. And now back into the Ravens zone. Nishi back after it. Nishi unable to, well, she does turn it back. And now it's on the stick of Burnaby. Burnaby walking in, shot right on, save made by Babcock. Bodies fly, comes over to the far side, and Tran picks it up. Tran from the outside. Tran cuts the middle. And now the Burnaby team turns it over. Burnaby walks to the outside. Burnaby in the corner, and now from the corner, they stop up. Tran picks that up. Now she's going to put it to Key. Key loses the handle as Burnaby picks it up. Now the play comes back the other way. Tran has it on her stick. Tran looking to go to the middle for her sister, and it gets turned back. Nishi, she's going to get it into the zone. Kay with gives chase. Now Kay offside. Ravens have to hold on to it. It gets fired back into the Ravens zone and in behind the net. Babcock leaves that for Morin. Morin forward for Kay. Kay can't handle the pass cleanly, but ends up on Tran's stick. Tran back for Kay. Kay with a shot. That hits the goaltender, but I think it was going wide. Puck back off the wall, chip past the first defender, and now back after it is Morin. Morin looking to chip it back in. Icing waved off. Ravens onside. Comes back to Morin, gets past her, and now Morin has to go back. Morin runs a little bit of interference as she goes back to battle for the puck. She gets some help now from Miguel. Puck comes out for Basquet. Basquet holds on to it. Basquet now passes it forward looking for Cabana. Cabana. She's going to get center ice and fire it deep, and it comes over to the near side for Basquet. Basquet stops it, the puck on the near side. Now goes up into the middle. Ravens jump on top of that. Cabana after it. Cabana now past Sear. Down the ice it comes, and Babcock's going to stop that on the side of the net for Sear. Sear on the near side. She comes around her backhand, and now to the outside. He's going to chip it deep and give chase as the puck goes down into the Burnaby zone. Basquet following up. Basquet back for Cabana. Cabana forces it forward. It goes straight in the air, now back down low. Cabana's going to be the first one there. Cabana battles off a check, and now her centering pass ends up on the stick of one of the Burnaby Wildcats. Burnaby with some speed to the outside. Burnaby with a pass across. Babcock with a sliding save. And now a shot. It gets under Babcock, who holds onto that one. Save made. 48.2 seconds remains in the second period. A big save there by the Richmond goaltender on a 2-on-1 that converted on that backdoor pass. Hernandez to take the face-off. Face-off won by Burnaby. They go back to the blue line. Now over to the middle. From the middle, a shot towards the net. Babcock makes a save and gets enough on that. Now the puck over in behind her net. It comes out to the middle, and now the Ravens chip it to the outside. Ends up on a Burnaby stick, back to the wall, or the blue line. From the blue line into a shooting position. Shot blocked, and now the Ravens get it, unable to clear the zone. Now on the near side. From the near side, shot towards the net. It goes through the blue paint, but stays out of the net. Now on the Ravens stick. Ravens forward. Sear gets it out of the zone, but goes back in, and now on to David's stick. David off the wall, looking for Sear. Sear forward for Hernandez. Hernandez unable to get there. Now David holds on to it. It goes back onto the front of the blue line there, or top of the blue line, and the whistle goes, signaling the end of the second period. Ravens down 2-0. Shots on goal are 18 for the Burnaby Wildcats, 14 for the Richmond Ravens. Welcome back. As 15 minutes goes on the clock for the start of the third period. Ravens find themselves 2-0 as the Burnaby Wildcats work on a shutout. Ravens, Sear, Miguel, and McDonald out for the front with Hernandez and Amade back on the blue line to start this third period. Babcock, of course, is in net. Puck drop, face off one cleanly by Burnaby. It's going to go all the way back to the goaltender. She clears it to the outside, and Burnaby carries it around to the near side. They work on their breakout, and it makes its way down ice. Back after it is Amade, and we're going to have icing on the play. As the Ravens bring a new defensive crew out, David and Macy make their way on the ice. McDonald, Hernandez, and Miguel stay on as forwards. Face off one by Burnaby. They're going to reverse it in behind their net. From behind the net, McDonald fights off a check. It comes to the side of the net. Ravens try to carry it to the middle. Ravens unable to get a shot off. Now stepping up is Macy. She shoots out. It comes into the slot. And the Ravens put it in the back of the net as the Ravens score on a shot that is tipped by the defender, stopped right on the stick of, I think that was Miguel, and she makes no mistake to put that in the back of the net. 14:32 remaining in the game. Ravens now 2-1. Off the straw, face off one, this time by the Burnaby Wildcats. They're going to carry it back, or put it towards the Ravens blue line, where Macy chips it back the other way. Now a battle for it. Tran battling down low, or on the blue line for it. They get it deeper into the Burnaby zone. They're still battling for it. Tran gets a hold of it, and she has a little bit of room there. Tran from the outside, her shot goes wide of the net and out the far side. David in after. She's going to fire it back down low, looking for Tran. Tran on her backhand. Now she puts it back to David at the blue line. David with a move. Back shot right towards the net. Gets blocked and put out to the outside. Tran working down low behind the net. Tran gets a hold of it. Now Tran's going to go back to the blue line again. No, Tran put it right to the middle looking for Sear. Sear wasn't able to get a stick on that. Now it gets back to the blue line where Macy fires it back deep. Tran in after it. Now onto the backhand, and it goes over to the far side for David. David back down low for Tran. Ravens in the middle of a change. And now it gets cleared back to the blue line onto Macy's stick. Macy with a shot. It goes wide in the far side as Macy just cleared it in. Miguel going to pick it up off the wall. Miguel getting some help there from Hernandez. Hernandez unable to handle it cleanly from her knees. And now Burnaby coming back the other way. They're going to chip it past David, and they go back behind the net. Miguel on the near side. Being watched. David with, Macy with it on her stick. Macy had to walk around the goal or the referee. He leaves the handle on it, and now gets the blue line. The shot's in the blue line. Babcock makes a save and muscles it over in the corner. Now back out to the top of the circles. A shot blocked there by David, or by Miguel. Puck back in behind the Ravens blue line. Now chipped deep, and McDonald after it. Comes off the wall. Hernandez unable to handle it. And now cleared up ice. Pulled down out of the air by Amade. She's going to put it back up ice. McDonald put some pressure on. Hernandez there too. Now back for Amade. Amade opposite skated. Ravens are offside. And now offside called. It's going to be back in the wrong side of the blue line here for the Richmond Ravens with 12 minutes and 29 seconds and 30 remaining in the period. Sear to take the face off. She's got Cabana in the wing with her. Amade and Sear back on the blue line. Sear wins that back to her sister. Sear looking for Cabana. Cabana, it bounces on her and over into the Burnaby zone. Cabana on the near side battling for it. Now comes back onto a Burnaby stick. Burnaby wing holds him in the zone. Now Amade steps up, and now we have a 3-on-1. The pass comes out to the middle, but picked up by the Ravens. Sear. She puts it back out to the neutral zone and turns it back. Burnaby to the outside. Now Amade gets a stick on it. It comes to Cabana. Cabana just chips it into the neutral zone. Burnaby goes D to D. And now the puck takes a fortuitous bounce for the Burnaby Wildcats, and they work their way in. And the puck comes in on Babcock, and the backhand shot goes just wide of the net. And Babcock got enough of it. Offside called against the Burnaby Wildcats with 11:45 remaining in the period. Ravens down by a goal. 2-1 is the score. Face off. Just outside the Richmond Ravens zone. Miguel takes the face off. Puck is draw. Face off one cleanly. Morin has to go pick that up from her corner. Morin being watched. She's going to cut to the outside, and now she chips it up the wall. That gets onto the stick of one of the Burnaby Wildcats. Hernandez unable to handle it cleanly though. And now Hernandez for Miguel. Miguel back to Hernandez. Hernandez fires it deep, and now the Ravens give chase down in the Burnaby zone. From behind the net, Hernandez, Miguel. Now back to Miguel. Miguel back to the blue line. From the blue line, shot through traffic. Ball goes wide. Now to the corner. Hernandez looking which way to go with it. Hernandez bounces it back to Morin. Morin walks the blue. Now she puts it down low for Hernandez. Hernandez cuts to the middle. Hernandez tries to feather it over to her Miguel. Hernandez now picks it up again. Hernandez, she's going to cut to the net. Now from behind the net. She puts it around looking for Morin. Morin walks the blue line again. Morin down for Hernandez. Hernandez back for Morin. It goes across now for Nishi. Nishi with a shot. Right on. Save made by the goaltender. Now for McDonald. McDonald, she tries to cut back to the net. She gets her stick lifted. Now the puck comes back to blue line and into the neutral zone. And the whistle goes as McDonald makes her way to the box. And the Burnaby Wildcat player stays on the ice. 10:33 remains in the game. Ravens down by 1 and find themselves in penalty trouble. Nobody likes to see this. Player is getting tended to by the coaching staff as she's on the ice. Looks like a knee issue. At least that's what he's tending to. And players up now a little bit. That's great to see. Looks like she's going to make her way with the help of the boards and the coach up onto her own feet. So that's awesome. Favoring that left leg. We'll probably see her out with a lower body injury here as they assist her off the ice. Two minutes goes on the clock after conversation with the refs. I think it's going to be a roughing call, but I didn't see exactly. All right. Tran, Macy, and David are your penalty killing unit. The Burnaby Wildcats are 500 on their power play tonight. We've got a goal on one, and the Ravens killed the other. Ravens fire that up the wall, held on the blue line by the Burnaby Wildcat. Burnaby from the outside, now back to the blue line. Burnaby walks the blue line, and now a shot through traffic. It hits some bodies and goes wide. Puck over to the near side. Now from the near side. Back to the blue line. From the blue line, down low. From down low, back out to the top of the point. Over to the far side. Now into the slot. Goes through everyone and out the far side. Macy's there, and she fires it up ice. It gets blocked, and now Burnaby tries to feed the slot. And a right point blank. Babcock makes the save and holds on to that one. Yeah. There's 9:56 remaining in the game. A minute 23 remaining in the penalty to the captain, McDonald. Hernandez, Sear, Amade, and Sear are out there for the second power play or penalty killing unit. Puck is dropped. It goes back to the blue line. Burnaby goes D to D from the blue line. A shot blocked there by Sear. And now a shot from a sharp angle. Babcock makes the save from behind the net. Burnaby back to the blue line again. Now down low. From down low, they come across the top. From the top, try to go back door again. That pass a little hot to handle. Now Burnaby walks in with a shot. Blocked on the stick of Hernandez. Hernandez unable to clear though as Burnaby carries it to the outside. Burnaby setting up again. Short side, back to the blue line. From the blue line, over to the far side. Now a shot through traffic. Gets a body, and now the Ravens clear it out and down the ice. 40 seconds remains in the penalty to the captain, McDonald. Comes over to the near side. Ravens trying to put pressure on to force the play. Now Sear gets control of it and puts it back deep. Tran goes in after it. Is that going to register as probably a shot on net, albeit a weak one? And now Tran fighting down low to kill some precious time. She gets some help from her sister. Now Tran comes out with it. Tran cuts to the middle. Now fights off a check and moves the handle. And now the Burnaby Wildcats come up ice. Burnaby from the outside. Pass it to the middle. They lose the handle as it goes over to the far side. The pass is not complete. Now Burnaby from down low. They're going to go back to the blue line. And we're 5-on-5 again as the Ravens kill that one. Shot right on. Save made by Babcock. Puck to the corner. Tran after it. She reversed it back for Sear. Sear around to the near side looking for Tran. Tran gets the wall sealed on her and now comes out to the middle. From the middle. Play continues. Ends up back up the wall. Tran trying to get it out. Play continues in the Raven zone. Amade has to retreat back. Amade reverses it for Sear. Sear reverses it back for Tran. Tran out to the middle, and now the Ravens clear it down the ice. Tran. Now back into Raven zone. Amade loses the handle on it. Now we have a puck on the end. The Ravens, Sear with a great move there to strip the attacking player with the puck and get it deep. Now the Burnaby Wildcats come up the wall on the near side. From the near side, they're going to fire it deep. Macy after it. Macy picks it up, and now it went over past Macy. It took a funny hop off the wall. And now the puck put back into the corner for Hernandez. Now back to the blue line. From the blue line, a shot through traffic, and it goes in the back of the net as it gets through Babcock. 7:23 remains. The Richmond Ravens down by 2. Score is 3-1. Lane comes on the ice. And Miguel to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by Burnaby. They're going to carry it back, and now they feather it up. Burnaby walks their way into a shooting position. Shot blocked. Miguel clears it to the outside. Now picked up by Kay. Kay's going to carry it. Kay with a shot towards the net. Save made. Puck goes to the corner. Now from the corner. Reverse back. Burnaby with it. Burnaby loses the handle. Now they pick it back up again. Picked off there by Miguel. She can't handle it cleanly. Now onto the stick of Morin. Morin shoots it. Goes up in the air. Now over to the wing. Wing on her backhand. She turns to her forehand. Wing now through traffic. She misses just wide of the net. It comes back to Wing. Wing fires it down low and now gives chase again. Wing. Puck gets reversed around to the near side. From the near side, Burnaby back to the blue line. Nishi holds the blue. Nishi down low. Picked up by Burnaby. Burnaby back up the wall and down the ice it goes. No icing on the play as Burnaby gets some new skaters on. Morin looking for a stretch pass for Wing. Wing can't handle that one cleanly. Now picked up by Burnaby. They put it back to Morin. Morin up the wall for Wing. Back onto the stick of one of the Burnaby Wildcats. Now back to Wing. Now down low from behind the net. Burnaby back in behind the Ravens net. Burnaby tries to center, comes right out front. Babcock dives on that. Now a save made by Babcock. He holds on to that. They say, they say it's in the net. It's over an eye in the air and over top of Babcock. She thought she had it underneath of her. Puck was still alive. She loses the handle. The puck finds its way behind her. Ravens down 4-1 with 6:01 remaining in the game. Puck is dropped face off one by Burnaby. Now there's a little bit of speed. It gets turned over. Sear has it on her stick. Sear's going to cut to the outside. Sear steps up. Now turned back in. Burnaby with it on the stick. They're going to fire it around to the near side. Basquet after it. Now Hamadeh steps up. She puts it down low for Basquet. It goes around to the far side. From the far side, Burnaby's going to pick it up. Burnaby shoots it out into the neutral zone. And now Burnaby has a little bit of a step there. From the outside, they stop up, and the Ravens, Sear, pulls it off her stick. Sear now up the ice and down into the neutral zone. It's going to not have enough for icing as the Ravens give chase. Now it goes up the wall, back into the neutral zone. Sear after it. Sear gets a stick on that. The Ravens backhand it down low. Now the Ravens, Burnaby has it. Burnaby puts it back out to the middle, and now Sear has it. Sear's going to put it off the wall looking for Cabana. Cabana with a little bit of speed. She cuts to the middle. A pass over for for Tran. Tran unable to handle it. Now back into the zone. Ravens touch up, but it's on the Burnaby stick. Burnaby cuts to the outside. And now Macy's going to pick it up. Macy, she's going to just chip it to the corner looking for Tran. Battle down low with 4:46 remaining. Now into the slot, a shot right on. Save made by Babcock. Rebound comes out to the wall. Macy's going to clear that out to the outside. Macy now. Doubles back. Now she's going to look for some open ice. Macy goes up the wall on the near side, looking for Wing. Wing can't touch it. And now no ice on the play as time kicks off. The Ravens unable to get it to the front of the net. Now the Ravens turn it over. That's Tran. She puts it back down low. Ravens Macy holds it down in the zone. She pulls it out of the air with her hand. Now Burnaby. They double back as the Ravens are starting to put a little bit of pressure on here now. Burnaby gets it on the stick. Burnaby fires it out and down off the glass, and Macy has to go back after it. Macy picks it up. Macy looks for an open wing, and now she fires it down ice. Burnaby with it on their stick. Put it up the wall on the near side. Now from behind the net, it goes around to the far side. Miguel puts pressure on. Now back to the blue line. Held to the blue line. Now a shot. It gets save made by the goaltender. Hernandez and Miguel from behind the net. Miguel, she's going to try and center it. Now comes back to her. She puts it into the slot. Now back onto her stick. From her stick, back to the blue line. From the blue line over to Macy on the near side. Macy across ice for Hernandez. Hernandez with a shot and the save made. As the Burnaby Wildcats get a whistle. Hernandez, Miguel, McDonald, Nishi, and Morin out there for the Richmond Ravens. Face off the left side of the Wildcats goaltender. Puck drop, face off one by Burnaby. Burnaby takes it to the outside. Now in behind the net, Hernandez turns the puck over. It comes over to the wall on the near side. Nishi jumps up on top of that play. Now it comes up the wall on the near side. Now on them, Wildcats stick. Wildcats from way out. Babcock makes the save and holds on to that. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remains in this third period. Ravens down by 3. Everyone knows the 3-goal lead's the worst lead in hockey, the most dangerous lead in hockey. Miguel to take the face-off, picked up by McDonald. She fires it down ice. It's going to have not enough for icing. Hernandez is right there on the doorstep. The puck gets turned back. But gets out into the neutral zone and past Nishi, and now Morin has to go back after. Morin being watched. Morin reverses it on the wall looking for McDonald. McDonald gets it to Hernandez. Hernandez chips it to the neutral zone. Play comes back up ice into the Raven zone. Morin battles that off. Now on to Hernandez's stick. Hernandez look for some open ice. Hernandez now. Hernandez. She wants to drop it back. Now she just opts to skate it. Hernandez fights off a check as the puck comes around to the near side. Amade has it on her stick. Sorry, it goes back on the Burnaby Wildcats stick, and now Babcock's going to hold on to that with 2:05 remaining. Puck is dropped, picked up by the Burnaby Wildcats. They're going to fire that towards net. Babcock makes the first save, now the second. Puck is in the slot, now picked up by the Ravens. Burnaby or Tran with it. Tran works her way up ice. Tran to the outside now. Tran cuts around the defender. Now she doubles back. Tran fights off a check and puts it in the slot. Now onto the stick of, sorry, neither of the Ravens. They tried to chip it forward, but it ends up getting onto the stick of the Burnaby Wildcats. Tran digs that one out. Tran from the near side. Her shot blocked. Now comes back to her. A shot, save made, rebound, cleared to the outside by the Burnaby Wildcats. Now chipped up the wall and down past the Richmond Raven defender. But Macy has it on her stick. Macy's going to go for a skate. Macy gets the center ice. Now she chips it deep as the Ravens are on a change. Sear watching as Burnaby comes from behind the net. Now Sear is going to try and dig that out. Sear unable to handle it cleanly, and now Burnaby with some speed. They cut to the middle and now lose a handle on it. Now they're passed forward. Macy makes sure she steps up and takes body position. Now gets fired back into the Richmond Raven zone as we go into the last minute of the period. David with it on her stick. David doubles back as she's being watched. David from the outside. Now she cuts to the middle. David passes forward for Hernandez. Hernandez with a chip and now a chase. Burnaby with it on their stick. Burnaby now doubling back. They pass it forward into the middle of the ice, and now Burnaby comes up ice with 41 seconds remaining in the game. Ravens with a good check on the outside for Wing. Now Hernandez has it. Hernandez, she's going to fire it from outside. It goes wide of the net and deep in the zone. Wing goes to put pressure on and now gets reversed around behind the Burnaby net. Burnaby tips it forward. Morin, she puts a stick forward, but that isn't going to be enough. And now Miguel has it. Miguel now for Wing. Now Burnaby with it. Burnaby, they're going to fire it deep as 9 seconds remain. Morin has it. Morin fires it down ice. With 3 seconds remaining, there's going to be icing on the play. And the Ravens down by 3 goals with 2.5 seconds. And the face-off's going to be the left side of Babcock. Fran to take the face-off. The puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Wildcats. They're going to hold on to that one, and they win the championship. The gear flies in the air. A hard-played game by both teams. The Ravens came out on the short end of this one. They'll meet here in a couple of weeks back in Trail, British Columbia when they play for provincials. I think they're going to be handing out the trophy or pennant or some sort of award for this. They're all lined up anyway. We'll see what happens. Burnaby just beat the Richmond Ravens to hand them their first loss in 16 games.
I would also